Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ninth edition of JLU International Festival of Media, curated and hosted by the Faculty of Media and Social Sciences, Jagran Lake City University. I am Sanj, and as we explore this year's theme, which is creativity and disruption in the age of AI, we realize that the way we tell stories, the way we shape narratives, is evolving rapidly with the advancement in technology. And to unpack this, we have with us a communications and a public policy leader with over 2 decades of experience across the Asia Pacific hub. She has led the world's most dynamic organizations like OYO, Uber, and now Lenovo's data center group. Join me in welcoming Ms. Shonali Chakravarty.
Thank you, Sanj, and I can already hear the applause in my ears. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, ma'am, to begin, across your journey through the technology, what is the one thing that the technology has not been able to disrupt at all?
I think in communications primarily, technology is always a gift. As much as some people continue to be worried about AI, the latest element of technology that can take away their jobs. So the one thing that I think, therefore, AI in this case has not been able to take away is our ability to utilize our judgment. I'd like to call that the audacity of judgment. It becomes increasingly more important. In fact, the hardest element or the hardest sort of differentiator or the biggest differentiator is going to be soft skills increasingly. And that's where a communicator makes all the difference, makes people who are spokespersons for organizations look good, makes the organization look good sometimes as the voice of the company, and most days also ensures that the language, the tonality, and the elements that form the key message all feel real, all feel authentic. The human in the room is the only one who has feelings, ladies and gentlemen. And nothing can substitute the understanding of what that emotion needs to be. Yes, you can use the right tools, the right technology to make everything else around it sound great, sound precise, sound perfect. But you need to add that emotion. So emotion ka tadka tabhi lag payega jab there is a human in the room who is equally motivated.
So, seeing the trend now, AI is being used to generate content and draft press releases. And as someone who has spent their life building authentic narratives, where do you draw the line between AI as a tool and AI as a threat?
I think the most important thing is to not think about anything new that comes in our life as a threat. The moment we do that, we end up being very defensive. The first reaction when you are defensive is to try and avoid it as much as you can, right? When you begin to avoid something in today's hyper competitive world, you are already lagging behind somebody else who has decided to embrace that technology, right? So the first thing will be to not see it as a threat. Yes, you want to do authentic storytelling, that's your main objective. How can I do it using an AI tool without feeling that the AI tool is overshadowing my presence? I need to get better at understanding it, right? It's almost like learning to ride a bicycle, or if you like horses, if you ever learn horse riding, it can be very overwhelming. Ki, there is this big animal in front of me and how can I control it, right? And I'm using horses as a metaphor here for two reasons. Horses are empaths, which means that when you're learning to ride a horse, the moment you get onto that horse, they can sense everything that you are feeling. So if you're feeling nervous, the horse will be really giddy and will project that nervousness and kick around and make you feel increasingly uncomfortable. When you project confidence, and that confidence comes from training, overnight हम नहीं सीख जाते हैं कि how to ride, right? So that the more you train yourself, the better you are at controlling the horse. In the case of AI, automatically, the more that I familiarize myself, you familiarize yourself with what are the right tools in the market, how can I use a combination of them, how can I get better at implementing them, adapting them, the lesser it becomes a threat and the greater it becomes an opportunity.
Definitely. And since you've led and built various teams across your career, what is the one thing that you would like to tell the students that might be watching this, a skill that they should absolutely invest in right now if they were to enter the field?
I think the good and the bad thing that affects this generation is your limited attention spans. The good thing is that you're creating content that sticks in 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Growing up, I would have loved to understand the mysteries of the universe if they were these capsule sized videos. So it's beautiful, right? But at the same time, that limited attention span creates a problem of understanding or assuming something too quickly. Sometimes the devil is in the details, or rather, the God is in the details, right? So while you are chasing limited attention, I think the one element of differentiator that will make you more successful in what you do is your attention to details. You may still want to create that 10-second capsule, but your output will be 20 times better than somebody who has only spent maybe 2 minutes understanding that particular topic. You've researched overnight and generated something in 10 seconds that will always be more powerful. So, at the back end, backstage may always spend time on research.
So this might be a bit personalized. You've spent over 2 decades in this industry. So if you could go back and maybe redo a choice, not a mistake, redo a deliberate choice with what you know right now, so what would it be?
Um, on the work front, if I could redo something, and we all suffer from this tendency to look back at, did I do this well? Could I have done something better? I think I would want to spend more time in listening to the other person, right? When you're young, there is a tendency to feel, I've understood the project, I have the answer, I've got it all, right? That confidence is necessary, because that confidence will make it easier for you to challenge people who are senior to you in experience or in age. But that confidence needs to be backed by a certain amount of humility. That humility is what I would say. If I think I would want to be a little bit more humble in listening to what the other person has to say, right? And then making those changes to what my final output needs to be. Not to say that the current output isn't great, or whatever I was creating or what you are creating isn't great, but you have to marry youthfulness, the ambition of youthfulness, with the wisdom that comes from experience. So the more you take from people like me, you will be more successful. And people like me, as much as I thought when I was younger that, why should I listen to them? People like me will actually be very happy to see you do so much better than we do, right? The smart thing to do in life is to learn from other people's failures.
Definitely.
Not to say that you won't make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. But you don't have to make all the mistakes, right? Learn from other people's failures, from their experience, and use that to your advantage.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Shonali ma'am. Your experience, your variety of experience and your insight through all those experiences definitely underscores the importance of what it means to communicate through your soul in this AI world. That was Shonali ma'am. For more such insightful sessions, keep watching Lake City Live.